heard of before. Yeah, what was it?
A graphic designer for like the.
Oh, cool. Yeah, if you walk around our zoo, we have an amazing graphic designer, and she does a fantastic job on all the signage you see. Somebody even designs our shirts, our logos, all of that. So if you love animals, but maybe you don't want to be a zookeeper, there are other jobs at the zoo. And then our job is to keep our voices down, make sure we're not wiggling around a lot in our chairs. You all were so awesome at this when you came in, so I know that you can do this. So our job is to be very quiet and attentive to Simone when she brings the animals out. If you have questions, you can raise your hand and she will happily answer questions. Because this is a career lab, I do want to make sure I point out that Simone is one of our zookeepers here at the zoo. And so we will leave some time for you to ask some zoo career, if you have zookeeper questions, we can leave that at the end. But now
Some very cool animals with me today. I'm going to start off with the bird that I brought. It's not a raven. I know it looks like a raven because there's a bunch of raven stuff on the outside, but I personally think she's a little bit cooler than a raven. I have to get her out really quick. So I have in here Athena, and she is an eastern screech owl. And she's fully grown, so she is 11 years old. I know she's very, very tiny. This is as big as this owl species gets, and believe it or not, they are native to Maryland, so you could potentially find them around here. And so Athena has a sort of interesting backstory. She was originally somebody's pet, but it is not legal to own these guys as pets, and they found out she was someone's pet when one of this guy's other animals escaped. And then they found out he had a whole house full of exotic animals that he was not supposed to have, it was illegal to own them. And so that is why she is here with us, because she imprinted upon people. She knows people to bring her food, to protect her, and everything else. So that is why she's not out in the wild on her own. She has to live with people the rest of her life. Do you guys have any questions about her? Anything you're wondering? Feel free to ask any questions that you have. I can take her around and give you a closer look as well. I've been looking at all of you guys.
When would you guys see Athena if you saw a screech owl out? When would you see it? Yeah, it's a nocturnal animal.
As you
Look
look
at
at
those
her
big old
feathers
eyes.
as well, make sure to think about what type of habitat she would be found in. Someone mentioned that eastern screech owls like Athena are native to right here in Maryland. So they definitely like sort of more wooded areas. And if you check out sort of the pattern of her feathers, there's something very, very beneficial about how she looks. What do you think that is? Exactly. Yeah, she has amazing camouflage. She blends in very, very well with like tree branches and bark. I have never seen an eastern screech owl in the wild, and I have looked.
Yes. Alright, so this is Pacific. And I believe, do you know how old she is? I was very old.
6 or 7.
13. So she's around 12, 13 years old.
Close.
These guys come from the Solomon Islands, which is an island sort of in Australia in the Pacific Ocean, which is how she gets
Plus
the name
another Calvin
Pacific.
County.
And that is the only place you can find these lizards. And what's really cool about these guys compared to a lot of other reptiles is most reptiles will lay an egg and then they'll never see their babies. You know, they see the babies hatch, they really don't care what happens to them, they lay their eggs, babies can go on their way. These guys are a really complicated word called ovoviviparous, which essentially means there's an egg that hatches inside of the mother, and then it looks like they give live birth. But not quite, it's very complicated. And so these guys will have one baby, one or two, typically just one when they're born, and they'll stay in a little family group. So the mom and the dad and the baby will all stay together until the baby's sort of old enough to go off on their own and start their own family. But when the baby is born, the baby is about 1/3 the size of the mother. So it's a very, very big baby. And they all live in a little family group in the trees, which most reptiles don't. Most reptiles like to live alone and not in in groups, so it's